We on? Yep. Oh, snap. Didn't get a chance to review. Oh, get this side. I was a little unshapen. All right, there we go. A little bit there, a little bit here. Oh shit. All right, what up though, man? This is unexpected. I'm just sporadically going on through here, and I'm thinking about the events of what happened the past couple of Monday Night Raws and SmackDowns within the weeks of Bash in Berlin, which is the second to last PLE of the year before Survivor Series. And I'm thinking about how this thing is going to happen so far. Right now, I'm not going to jump all the way into the War Games match itself. I'm just going to get into a couple steps into the Bloodline story as of between Bad Blood and Bash in Berlin. Um, so far, there are only 3 matches booked for Bash in Berlin, I would say officially. Not even officially. You got your 2 matches between the champions going against each other for the Crown Jewel Championship. Liv Morgan versus Nia Jax, women's champion versus women's world champion. And also Cody Rhodes versus Gunther, world heavyweight champion versus undisputed WWE champion. Whoever wins those matches will be the inaugural Crown Jewel champion. But I see 3 matches already being booked. 2 of them already kind of being set up in the works. One of them, like 2 of them already kind of being set up in such a way that they're not official, but you see them already. 2 of them being Bronson Reed versus Seth Rollins, because they're about to have a segment 1-on-1 in the ring this Monday, and also Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton for Crown Jewel. Randy Orton tried to set it up, but Nick Aldis saying I can't do it. I got higher ups that not letting me make it happen. Randy Orton is cool with Triple H, so he's like, fuck that, I'm gonna make this happen. So we're about to get that. And the third singles match that's non-title related, I believe will be Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa. For the last few weeks, since after Bad Blood, when Cody and Roman defeated Solo and Jacob with the help of Jimmy, it's been a little bit rough for Roman Reigns. For the most part, Jimmy is coming back because he said you needed help, man. You had Cody be your partner, and it was almost looking bleak. But I had to come by your side, man, because you needed help. Yeah, I was going because these boys took me out, and yeah, little bro, he's going crazy. He's got he ain't said it, but you see it. He got these goons, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Jacob going crazy on us. And I only just felt Tama Tonga's wrath with Solo. That was it. You know what I'm saying? Now we feeling all 4 of these fools. And it took out the wise man. But Roman's been here, and just with him and Jimmy has not been enough. For the last 2 weeks, Roman and Jimmy has been getting their ass whooped by the bloodline. Jimmy had a return match versus Solo Sikoa, and he unfortunately lost. Roman tried to come out and help, and he couldn't do it. And before that match, before the match, in the beginning of the show at SmackDown, the week prior to, Jimmy said, "We need help, man. I know one person who can give us help." And Roman's like, "Nope, I already know who you talk about, and it ain't Jimmy, it ain't Jay. So no yeet." But Jimmy's like, "Come on, man. I'm the only one that really acknowledged you, bro. Everybody else is not really fucking with you." And Roman had to, he's still in his stubborn ways and believing that, just because he rules with the Iron Fist, he's the top superstar, that people are going to come to him. But you got to remember, he was a heel manipulating Jimmy and Jay to be in the bloodline, manipulating Solo in a way, using him and manipulating Sami, and more so, even manipulating Paul Heyman, the wise man. Why you haven't seen him out so much? Yeah, he check his Instagram. He's promoting all photos and shit, but why he hasn't been out in the ring with him? Meanwhile, on the other side, Jey Uso has been on a hot streak, but the most over superstar aside from the world champ, aside from the top star, whoever's the top babyface, it ain't Jey Uso. But Jey Uso is the #1 top superstar on Raw. Intercontinental champion, has won the title since. Always, I got my little stats. I gotta make sure I got it right. I want to get the date right. because this like it's kind of almost a crucial point. He's been champion since September 23rd, and it's now October 19th. It's somebody's birthday, I believe, in my mind. But anyway, but Jey Uso has been the top dude in the WWE, especially on Raw, Intercontinental Champion since September 23. And this Monday, on if I believe it will be October 23rd or the 21st, rather, he will be going against the man who he beat for the IC title, Braun Breaker. And Braun has been pointing this out before he lost the title and now in this promo to get the rematch. He said that I did not need my family. I didn't need the Steiner's name. You know, Braun Breaker is second generation, the son to Rick Steiner, you know, who's the partner of Scott Steiner, the Brain Busters, and two of the biggest, bulkiest, buffest motherfuckers that was tag teaming back in the day. And Scott Steiner, watch out for his son. He plays for Oklahoma University, I believe. And he has been on a hot streak. Anytime he does a touchdown, he flexes muscles like his pops. So who knows? If you don't get an NFL career, or if it's not as big as he hopes it's going to be, he might come fuck around and be a partner with his cousin, and they become the new Brain Busters. But anyway, Braun Breaker said, "I didn't need my family name. I didn't need my dad or my uncle or their last name to get me over. I became Braun Breaker, and I'm the man. And you taking my title, I didn't take that lightly. I didn't like when Joe Tessitore was saying why when he speared him after he beat Xavier Woods. Like, nigga, you know why? Yeah, he was eyeing Gunther for the world title, but fuck that. I want my IC title back because I said I was gonna have that bitch for a long time. He had it bolted. He had bolts, like 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 screw bolts on his IC title. So to lose it after like a month and a half was a trip. But Uso is over, so we got to give him his moment. So this Monday, rematch between Braun and Jey. This time, Uso has the title, and he's not really concerned about what's going on with the Bloodline. But last week, after Jimmy and Roman got beat down on the first SmackDown, again toe up, Jimmy shows up on Raw in Jay's locker room, tries to have a moment with Jimmy. Has a moment with Jay, and Jay didn't even walk in his own locker room. He walked out. And then Jimmy was trying to find him, and Jay said, I said, no, get out my face, and walked away from him. Jimmy's like, damn, man. So next week on SmackDown, this or last night in this case, Solo's like, yeah, man. We see that Jay don't even want to help these boys. Yeah, these boys are going to acknowledge me as their tribal chief. And from out of nowhere, Jay pops up on SmackDown. Jimmy pops up on Raw, but is in the locker room. Jay said, oh, you mentioned my name. I'm Joe Hendry in this bitch. You're going to believe in what I say. So he pops up and he's like, hey, I'm not here with Jimmy or Roman. They ain't even here yet. I'm here to talk to you as little brother to big brother. You know, if anybody got problems with Roman, it's me. And if you want to go ahead and build up the bloodline, like, dude, don't break up the family, man. Think about what you're doing. Did I get it? Sorry, man. I'm sorry. These little fruit flies and gnats and shit is bugging the hell out of me. He said, but yeah, don't break up the family. He said, think about what you're doing to the family. He said, dividing the family ain't it. Because he forced Roman out, takes Jimmy out, and you take out the Wiseman. And you force yourself on the Ulafala. He's saying the Ulafala is earned, bro. Roman was given that by his father, who's now gone. You took that from him. That's earned. That's not given and taken for you, like, as far as the tribal chief goes. But if you want to take Roman's power, then do it. But don't break up the family while you're doing it. So like, nigga, I ain't breaking up the family. I'm making the family stronger. And Jay's like, if that's the case, then why you got Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa? Why you got Jacob out here? There's a reason why we didn't get these dudes out here. And Jay like, you looking too hard, Jake. Jay like, Jacob, you better watch who you looking at, bro. Them prayer hands, you gonna need them after them eyeballs get knocked out your socket, getting kicked out. But it's like, all right, but no, fuck, like forget all that. Since you ain't and no, and Solo like fuck all that, nigga. I ain't little brother no more. I'm your tribal chief, and it's a spot for you in the bloodline too. But you gotta have to acknowledge me as well as Roman. So Jay is like, you know what? Fuck it, bro. Since it's like that, next time we see each other, bro, it's gonna be different. And as he leaves, Roman and Jimmy pulls up, and it looked like Jay was happy to see Roman. Jimmy was like, "What's happening?" And Jay had a smile on his face, but then he sees Roman, and his look turns to stone. He's about to turn away and not say a word, but then Roman grabbed him by his arm, like, "Hold up, bro. Yo, I need to tell you something, man. I'm proud of you. We're all proud of you." And Jimmy's looking like, "Yeah, man." And like you see memes, I checked the social media sites. We was all looking at that joint. You saw my live stream. We all looking like, "Yeah, Roman, tell him, Roman. Yeah, we're all proud of you, Roman. Tell him, Roman." But Jay is going to take a minute to digest that. Like I said in the stream, it's going to take a minute for him to take that in. So he's like, "Still, no, man, no ye. I'm out of here." But nonetheless, Roman says the only way for him to try to solve this case between Solo and his power and not dividing the bloodline, trying to build it up. So I gotta acknowledge him, and he tries to do just that before he gets acknowledged himself. That was man, but like he said, what like you want me to acknowledge you? Fine, I acknowledge you. You happy now? Said no. Solo said no. I want you to acknowledge me as your tribal chief. And you saw Roman's face, and he didn't want to do it. And it was like, I compared it almost to Roman telling The Rock to acknowledge him when on their way to WrestleMania. And he had that look, like he had the look of desperation. You saw it. The Rock before he's done it, before he did his "If You Smell" slogan. The Rock, like Rock, if you smell, Roman's arm stopped it right there. And he's like, before we go any further, I need one favor from you. Like acknowledge me. Like he did it like not like, not in spite. He's like, acknowledge me. And The Rock's like, he took off his glasses, I think. And he looked at that nigga like, I acknowledge you as my tribal chief. Hesitantly. He did it hesitantly. And you could tell that he didn't want to do it. Because I'm High Chief Sayuli, bitch. And you failed after WrestleMania. So guess now who's the tribal chief? Under like without his knowing. So Roman's like, I acknowledge you, but no, I want you to acknowledge me as your tribal chief. And Roman's like, fuck that. And I want you to acknowledge me as tribal chief, or else. And as soon as he heard they said, or else what? And so Solo said, I know you ain't changed. So guess what? I ain't changed. I fucked up your cousin, my big brother. And I'm just gonna have to keep fucking you up until you acknowledge me. We thought Jay was gonna come out. It didn't happen. But I said also last night, we haven't seen Sami since he's lost the World Heavyweight Championship match on the Raw after Bad Blood. And we know if anybody's watching and paying attention to this as well, it's him. So, Braun Breaker, Jey Uso rematch. I'm pretty sure Sami, like every time Sami had a match for the IC title, Jay always came out to the back and gave him a pep talk. And almost and the same thing when Jay was about to have his match with Braun, and Sami came out and say, "Hey, it's your night. Do your thing." The little handshake and all that. Every time they end their speech, handshake, everything, handshake, hug, do your thing, Goose. Win or lose, always love for each other. So I believe it's almost gonna be that same sentiment. But then Sami's gonna be like, "Well, if anybody knows where you're coming from in this sentiment, as far as not wanting to side with Roman, it's me. We both broke free from the bloodline. Me first, and you felt that shit the worst because it took you a minute to attach to me. But we both felt Roman's wrath and his manipulation. So I know where you're coming from when it comes to not wanting to side with Roman. And one thing I didn't want to do was break up the bloodline. I wanted to help make it stronger too. And you felt that. That's why it hurted me to do what I did to Roman. But it's hurting me to see what's also happening to him. He's getting karma for sure, but he's not deserving of this karma for the bloodline to split up. But I feel where you're coming from, Jay. So if anybody has your back, I got your back in this title match. Some shit tries to happen, I'm there for you. But if whatever side you choose, whether it's whether you want to help Roman or not do anything with Roman, whatever side you choose, I got your back. Same type of loyalty that Jimmy has shown Roman since he's been back. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy, he left the bloodline with Jay, portrayed Jay in the Undisputed Championship match, and gave some bullshit ass excuse. Is still staying loyal with Jimmy. Is still staying loyal with the bloodline until Solo took his ass out. So now it's still, but he's still staying loyal with Roman, coming back, staying loyal with Roman, trying to be a good word, trying to help be of some good word to him since no wise man is around. So the same loyalty that Jimmy has for Roman is the same loyalty that Sami has with Jay, because they they bumped heads in the bloodline. When they finally got together, they had a tight knit until Sami did what he did, and then Jay had to deal with what he dealt with after losing the tag titles, dealing with Roman and Solo, dealing with Jimmy, leaving the bloodline, going to Raw, and then getting back with Sami. They both have those same type of ties. So this Intercontinental Championship match, saying all that to say this IC title match is going to happen on Raw. I would like to hope that Jey Uso doesn't lose the title in less than a month. I would like to hope that during this match, since Solo's trying to just really say, like, really put some word out, like, nigga, you gonna acknowledge me too. Roman ain't acknowledging me. You gonna acknowledge me too, and you ain't gonna just be talking about little brother and IC title, this and that. And I ain't got no belt. Since Uso won't pop up on SmackDown, I'm gonna pop up on Raw, me and my bloodline. And we gonna see that you don't win or retain your title. Oos. But if anybody's gonna be the first one to come out rushing, whether it's 4-on-1, 4-on-5, it's gonna be Sami Zayn. He's gonna come out swinging for his Oos, Jay. So he's gonna come out and try to keep that interference from happening, but it's gonna be too much. But then hopefully you might see Jimmy and Roman pop up, because y'all whooped my ass. You think we ain't gonna get no licks back, especially now that we got a little bit of helping hand. So I believe that in this match, Braun Breaker, he's going to try to have some advantage. Not get his strength is one thing, but he lost in the first match. So I just think that if they don't do the same thing that they did to Jimmy, which is sick Sami backstage and have him fucked up and crucified like how they did Jimmy. But I think that the bloodline, they're gonna come out and they're gonna probably come down the ramps, like, come down from the stands or maybe from backstage. Bloodline, when they was bum rushing, because they're a SmackDown team. Even back then, for the last 4 years, they've been on SmackDown for the most part. So when they bum rushed Raw, they didn't give a fuck. They ran through backstage and then it came through the front. So they might do that same type of shit. You might hear that music come out, but you might see them walk through the stands or something and try to surround the ring. And then Sami, he's gonna be the one to come out rushing, beating motherfuckers down, but then it's just gonna be too much. It's 4-on-1. But then Jimmy and Roman, they help Sami, and to much of their reluctance, it's a surprise that helps Jay retain the championship. And Jimmy's gonna be like, "I got you, Oos. I told you, I got you, man. This is family. This is the family." And it might alter who will be the fifth member for the War Games match, if not Kevin Owens. But by this point, I'm not trying to say that all four of them I'm not saying that all four members of the original bloodline will officially be united: Roman, Jay, Jimmy, and Sami. I'm saying that they'll all be involved. That all four of them will have some type of big involvement, which will make this War Games bloodline match a lot more evident than what it's looking like. It's getting more and more evident now. You got your three members out the gate. You got Roman, Jay, and Jimmy, but it's four guys. So you need Sami. And we haven't seen his input because we haven't heard from him, like I said, since the Raw after losing the world title match to Gunther. So I'm definitely, like I said, I'm predicting that Sami, he's going to come out, hype up Jay, give him a word, and tell him that I'm on your side, whatever you choose to do with Roman and Jimmy, just know I got your back. So, it's going to be quickly that by the time this Intercontinental Championship match happens, because Solo's going to be feeling spiteful. Say, you're going to see me, it's going to be different. Oh, yeah, it's going to be different. All right. But let's see how this works out, man. That's only one thing I was going to try to do. This is like my raw prediction in a way. But like these like my next 2 weeks, and Roman and Solo is going to come up to that. Like, I think it's going to be, I don't think it's going to be I definitely wouldn't see this being 3-on-3, like, a triple threat, a 6-man tag. But I want to see Roman and Solo. That's like, that's something that Saudi Arabia would pay for a crown jewel. Even though it could be a big 4 pay-per-view type match, like a Royal Rumble or WrestleMania even, but people already know what they want to see for WrestleMania. But it's not going to be the Rock and Roman this year. I'm telling y'all that right now. But enough of that. That's really what I was trying to get at. Sami Zayn and Jey Uso getting themselves involved, mainly Sami Zayn, because like I said, we've seen Jimmy's involved, we've seen Jay's involvement as of right now. He's saying no, but after hearing what he's heard from Roman, he's got to digest that and notice, and Sammy's gonna probably say this, for Roman to say he's proud of you, that's a step. Roman, he's may have not had too many evolution and thought as far as knowing how to forgive himself, but he's taking a step and telling you that he's proud of you. So at least acknowledge that. You know what I'm saying? Sammy, he's the heart. He's the heart. He's the one that kept them alive and and fluid and funny when the bloodline was not looking stale, but a bit too serious. So Sammy being that spirit rather of the bloodline is going to be the conscience. He's going to be more of the conscience. It's mainly Paul Heyman that's the conscience, but he's not here. So Sami Zayn, he's going to be more of the conscience of the bloodline because he knows like everybody is great at these promos, them 4, especially all those 4. Roman, you hear how he is on the mic. He's wonderful. Jimmy, great on the mic. Jay, great on the mic. Sammy, great on the mic. So Sammy being the spirit and to pump these guys up and to influence them to go in the right direction is what is the thing I'm looking forward to in this clash before War Games even becomes a major thought. But that's that on that, man. I'm looking forward to Monday, man. It's just getting great to feel that vibe of having WWE shows in general, Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. You not just looking forward to either or show. Now you're looking forward to both shows. You know what I mean? Yesterday, I almost forgot it was Friday. The week went by so quick, but I'm like, shit, I can't wait till 8 o'clock, man. The same thing with Monday now. I can't wait till 8 o'clock. What's going to happen? So thank you, Lee Fitting and Paul Levesque, Shawn Michaels, and Tony Khan. No, my bad. Nick Khan and Ari Emanuel, and definitely thank you to The Rock because y'all are delivering us this great material that is going to feed y'all families for generations to come and to entertain us for generations to come. Appreciate it. That's my analysis of this great bloodline story that's going on right now. I'll see y'all on Monday, man. I'm out this bitch like newborn puppies. Peace.